Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to recognize patterns in arithmetic sequences and write their corresponding sequence equations, and how to find a given term for an arithmetic sequence. How are we learning it? Through the Arithmetic Sequences Part I notes and the Arithmetic Sequences Part I assignment. When can we use this information? To recognize these patterns in order to recognize trends in the stock market or housing rates. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the Arithmetic Sequences Part I assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you've completed your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. Next, we'll do our weekly raffle. After that, we'll go over the Arithmetic Sequences Part I notes, and then I'll give you time to complete the Arithmetic Sequences Part I assignment. Once you've completed your assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the Arithmetic and Geometric Sequences study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the Arithmetic Sequences Part I notes. The notes begin with the learning goals and success criteria. What is an arithmetic sequence? An arithmetic sequence is a sequence of numbers in which each term is found by adding the same number to the previous term. So an example of this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. So each time we move from one to the next, we're adding 2 to it. So 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, and so on, and it goes on forever. Notice that there's a common difference of 2 between each term in the sequence. So let's take a look at the table. So we have our months, and we look and see that there is a steady change. We're adding by 1 month each time. And in rainfall, we can see that we have a consistent change also. We are adding by 2 inches each month. Therefore, if we were to plot these points, it would look like this, and therefore we can see it does form a straight line. And yes, it is linear because we have a consistent change of addition and a consistent change of addition. So predicting a pattern. So if we're given the pattern of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we're asked what is the common difference? Well, we should notice that every time we go up 2, so the common difference is 2. So the question is, what would be the next term in the sequence? So after 10, what would be the next one? So we know that we're going up by 2 each time. So we add 2 and we get 12. So the next term would be 12. Again, we have a situation where we know the common difference is 2. Now, what if I asked what is the 8th term? So we have 1 term, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 3 terms later. So we're going to go ahead and add 3 terms. So we add 2 and 2 and 2 and we get 16. So we know that the 8th term would be 16. Now, is that always easy to find? No, depending on the term, we don't want to have to keep calculating out. So the easiest way to do this is to write it in explicit form. So the explicit form for an arithmetic sequence is a to the n, meaning the value that we're trying to find, is equal to d, the common difference, times the number that we want, minus 1, plus the first term in the sequence. So an is the term we're trying to find. So for instance, A7 is the 7th term in the sequence. D is the common difference. N is the number of the term that we're trying to find. And A1 is the first term in the sequence. So let's look at an example. We have a pattern here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The explicit form then is AN is equal to D times N minus 1 plus A1. Well, we know D and we know A1. So we know D is 2, that was the common difference, and A1 is 2 because that's the first term in the sequence. Now let's take a look at this one. So we're given that AN is equal to 3 times N minus 1 plus 4, and we want the 5th term. So 3 is our common difference, 4 is our first term, and we want the 5th term. So we're just going to plug 5 in for N. So this becomes A5 is equal to 3 times 5 minus 1 plus 4. Now we're just solve it. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So we're left with 3 times 4 plus 4. Well, 3 times 4 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So the fifth term in that sequence would be 16. So look at another example. Let's try to find the 10th term of this one. That's an is equal to negative 4 times n minus 1 minus 3. So again, we plug in 10 for n. So this becomes a10 is equal to negative 4 times 10 minus 1 minus 3. Well, 10 minus 1 is 9. So we have negative 4 times 9 minus 3. Well, negative 4 times 9 is negative 36 minus 3. Negative 36 minus 3 is negative 39. So the fifth term in that sequence is negative 39. There's a video here that shows you how to find the common difference for an arithmetic sequence using Symbolab. So you can watch that video. Let's take a look now at how we can find a common difference from an arithmetic sequence. So we went to Symbolab and went to their arithmetic sequence calculator. And we're going to go here to where it says common difference. And it asks, what's the sequence? So we're going to put in the first 2 or 3 terms. So if it's given as an equation, that's okay. We'll just figure out what the first couple terms are. So let's say it's 3, 7, and 11. So that's our sequence. And we can go ahead and click go. And it will tell us everything we need to know. So it'll write out the equation for us. This is what it should look like in the equation. And it tells us D what the difference is. The difference is 4. So this is how we can use Symbolab to find the common difference for our arithmetic sequences. There's a video here that shows you how to find a given term in an arithmetic sequence. So you can use this to check your work. So you can go ahead and watch this video. Let's take a look now at how we can check our work using Symbolab to find a given term in an arithmetic sequence. So we go to Symbolab and we go to the arithmetic sequence calculator, and we're going to click on the one that says value given index. So I'm going to click on that one, and it asks us for the sequence. Now it prefers to receive the sequences in terms of numbers. So if they give you the equation, that's okay. Just find the first 2 terms. That's all you really need. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the first term as 2 and the second one as 7. And then I'm going to put in the term that I'm looking for. So let's say I'm trying to find the 9th term. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that in, and I click go. And if I scroll down, it gives me the equation here that I'm looking for. And then it computes it for me and tells me that the 9th term should be 42. So this is how I can check my work using Symbolab when trying to find a given term of an arithmetic sequence. Let's take a look now at the Arithmetic Sequences Part I assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, we can see the questions. The first one says, what type of function is similar to an arithmetic sequence? Well, we know that it's going up by addition, so if we think back, we should recognize that that's similar to a linear function. So we'll go ahead and put that as our answer. Next one, what should be the next term in the arithmetic sequence below? We have 24, 19, 14. Well, we can see we're going down by 5 each time. So 14 minus 5 is 9. So we'll go ahead and put that as our answer. And we'll continue to answer these questions all the way until we get to the end of the assignment. Once we get to the end, we'll go ahead and click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and fill out your Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.